Hi, I'm Steve from LotPro.com, and today I'll be taking a look at the 2011 Mazda 2. Unveiled at the LA Auto Show in 2009, the Mazda 2 went on sale here in July of 2010. The stylists at Mazda have done their best to imbue the Mazda 2 with as much Nagale design language as could be managed given such a small canvas. Outside, the Mazda 2 also shares its basic shape, although very little of its sheet metal, with that of the Fiesta. It gets a vestigial version of Mazda's swoopy front fender treatment, while a soft crease beginning just below the front wheel well sits below and follows the belt line and becomes more pronounced as it sweeps back and upward along the side of the body, terminating just above the rear taillights. In back, you'll find an upper rear spoiler, rear wiper, and chrome exhaust tip finisher. In addition to those touches, the 2 also gets Mazda's smiley face grille, a styling touch, as I have stated before, that continues to baffle me. Enough said. Inside, there is plenty of front seat room for adults of just about all sizes. The driver's seat is equipped with a height adjustment feature that even allows those of us who are vertically challenged to compensate for the Mazda 2's somewhat high belt line. Interior materials are, for the most part, first rate, especially those used for the seats, although many surfaces, including those of the outboard armrests, are comprised of less than class-leading hard plastics. Fit and finish, on the other hand, is excellent, while the dashboard instrumentation is also simple, straightforward, and legible. But alas, all is not perfect. One of the first things I became aware of while driving was the fact that the readout for the radio is nearly impossible to see in bright sunlight due to reflected glare. And although passenger space is fairly generous for a vehicle of this size at 87.7 cubic feet, 2 cubic feet more than the Fiesta, and rear passenger legroom is 33 inches, 2 inches more than the Fiesta, this is done at the expense of a mere 13.3 cubic feet of cargo volume, a full 2 cubic feet less than its Ford cousin. With little in the way of available options, our touring trim level came very well equipped, even without the extras. Power windows, mirrors, and door locks with keyless entry were all standard. Even the leather-covered steering wheel, with audio and cruise controls, came with a tilt function, although it didn't telescope. Alloy wheels, intermittent wipers, along with a rear wiper, spoiler, and window defroster were also standard, as was air conditioning and an AM/FM/CD MP3 player with auxiliary input jack. Finally, stability control, ABS, and traction control in driver passenger side and curtain airbags also come standard. In addition to a short options list, when it comes to the Mazda 2, you can have any engine you want as long as you happen to want Mazda's 1.5-liter dual overhead cam, 16-valve ZY-VE MZR 4-cylinder engine that produces 100 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 98 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. While this may not seem like much when compared to the Fit's 117 horsepower or the Fiesta's 120 horsepower, the 2 weighs 218 pounds less than the Honda and 216 pounds less than the Ford. As Colin Chapman would say, adding power makes you faster on the straights. Subtracting weight makes you faster everywhere. And speaking of faster everywhere, if you can find your way past that smiley face grille and Spartan interior, you're in for a real treat when the Mazda 2 hits the road. What the 2 may lack in style, it more than makes up for in substance. Toss it into a corner and you're rewarded with what is probably the best handling chassis in the B segment. And while the power on tap is limited, the engine never sounds buzzy, even as it bumps up against its 6,500 RPM redline. Feedback through the steering wheel is excellent, and I managed and observed around town fuel economy of 31.8 mpg in very spirited driving with this automatic equipped model, nearly 5 mpg above its EPA estimate. Mazda 2 pricing begins at $14,975 for a base sport model with a 5-speed manual transmission. Our touring automatic brought the as-tested price to a very reasonable $17,480. After spending a week in the Mazda 2 touring, I find myself torn between its inherent goodness on one hand and its distinct lack of much of the cutting-edge connectivity and infotainment features that car shoppers look for these days, which can be found in many vehicles in this class. So it comes down to this. For those of you out there looking for a great handling, affordable small car and are also willing to forego such amenities as USB and hands-free Bluetooth, look no further than the Mazda 2. Well, there you have it, the 2011 Mazda 2. I'm Steve from LotPro.com. Have a great day.